year of rehabilitating and everything, and my sister has my son, and that's all he knows at this point after a year and a half or whatever, because when he was 2 and younger, he doesn't have much of a memory of it. So
Okay, this is Attorney Vincent Davis. This is The Secret, How to Fight CPS and Win. I'm joined by my co-host Brian Hamilton and Aaron Carranza, and our very special guest, Lucinda Pennington from the great state of Missouri. Let's take another call right now from Leslie from California. Leslie, did you have a story to tell or a question to ask?
hi, you can hear me fine, right?
Now I can. I couldn't at first.
Okay, yeah. Okay, next time I'm going to be on the radio.
Leslie, I can't hear you very well. If you're on the speaker, get off the speaker.
Okay, is that better?
Oh, much better. My God, that's much better.
Oh, okay. My case is I have a 4-year-old son, and my mom died 3 years ago, and part of her dying wish was for my sister and brother to make sure Nicholas was okay. And there was so much resentment that built up with the family after her death that I just kind of fled with my son when he was 2. And then I landed into a house and I got a security job. And my family just didn't want to help me. So the guy that I moved in with, single father, kicked me out. And then I had no choice but to give my son up to my sister to take care of until I can figure things out. Well, I transferred all the way from Hemet to Anaheim with my security job to get near my son. Only a couple months had passed. So much tragic things had happened. Like my car got stolen. I was living in my car. My family wouldn't help me. No, because once they got the baby from me, they said to hell with me. And so I jumped into a program when my sister. I was visiting him. I gave him to her when he was about 2 years, 3 months old. And then when he turned 3, I disappeared because I just couldn't handle. Emotionally, I wasn't processing everything. And so COVID hit, and I lost my job in January. And he had just turned 3 years old. So by the time July hit, when COVID hit, my sister wouldn't allow me to the house to visit my son no more. She's a bit of a germ freak, and she just didn't. We were all freaking out over COVID, so that led me to be away longer. And then when the case opened in July, from January to July, that's when I jumped into a program and started rehabilitating. And mainly, I fell homeless, and there was no way to achieve a home for the baby, anyways. So I had a lot to work on, so the program helped me a lot, and I'm coming up on a year of recovery. I have had so much against me, my whole family and everything, and I stayed strong. And April 1st, I was granted reunification with my son. Now, my question is, have you ever seen the movie Losing Isaiah with Halle Berry?
I have seen that movie.
You have? Okay. I watched that movie, and I feel like I'm a little bit in that situation because this year of rehabilitating and everything, and my sister has my son, and that's all he knows at this point after a year and a half or whatever, because when he was 2 and younger, he doesn't have much of a memory of it. So now my sister let me just kind of like vanish, didn't keep me alive, and probably purposely. And then he started calling her mom. So during the reunification, up until April 1st, they were a little more starting to be more supportive because social services had to keep me involved. And so then when April 1st happened, this 3 months ago, it surprised everybody, including me. My public defender was gearing me up for a loss. And it surprised me. The judge favored me and he determined that he thinks that I had spiraled downhill from my mom's death. And so, anyways, I have everybody against me. Since April 1st, and the shock to my whole family that I'm even given these rights, they started manipulating my son. And he's regressing, and he's feeling pressure because they're not really caring about his transition. He's scared to go with me anywhere. He's scared to hug me. He's scared to say I love you. And they're making the visits very complicated and difficult. Like showing up with my mom's dead stuff and going through it in front of me during a CPS visit.
Okay, hold on.
The social worker's not understanding that.
Leslie.
It took me a while to learn that I had to do everything in email.
Hello, Leslie.
My attorney and the social worker.
Leslie.
And when I started doing that, I felt her getting agitated.
Okay, Leslie.
Yeah.
I want Brian Hamilton to address that issue of you losing psychological and emotional contact with your son, okay? Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah. So first I want to just talk to you and just say like the fact that like, I mean, just hearing your voice and seeing how you're trying to like process all of this, I can see the trauma coming up. And I'm really sorry that you've had to go through a lot of this. For your kid, I know this is very difficult for him right now, and that, and like he hasn't seen you in 2 years and is kind of having to get to know you all over again. And there may be a lot of anger, frustration because of things that your family's telling him, and even just because of the fact that he probably didn't understand what was going on. And so the biggest thing I think right now is to just validate that for him and say, absolutely, I am really sorry that I was not there for you. And I'm really sorry that I couldn't be there for you. And I want to make that up. And this is what life would have been like if I could have been there for you the whole time. And, and maybe even just kind of, validating any feelings that he has about your sister, letting him know that, yeah, it's absolutely okay for him to love her and, and you at the same time. And
I did that last Tuesday, in front of my sister, he hugged her in front of me and said, "I love this mommy more." And I spit down and I said, "It's okay for you to love her too. She loves you. I love you. We all could love each other."
Yeah.
So I'm proud of myself and all the progress. I'm involved with so much parenting classes and stuff. I'm doing this on my own. There's a problem with There's a problem. When I got granted reunification, the judge said, mom with therapy with minor child, PCIT, or diadic. Okay, when I started, I was celebrating, and when I started addressing the social worker, she says, we already got him in a wraparound team. And then I want you to pursue PCIT. And then when I pursued PCIT, I didn't have enough time with my son for them to move forward.
Are you seeing an individual therapist right now yourself?
Yes.
Okay. And are you guys working kind of through just like kind of the trauma and trying to be able to, be there with your kid, that kind of thing?
Yes. Everybody, even the public defender, I mean, I was hopeless a year ago, but they take their hat off to me now. I have armed myself with so much progress for the judge each time I see him.
Yeah. And, so just keep doing that, and I would say just maintain the control over what you can, because the things that you have control over is that is your love for your child, being able to be there for him, being able to validate those emotions, even when it's really painful, being able to let him know that like it's okay to love both of you just like you did, and just keep reintroducing yourself.
2 minutes.
Keep trying to do what you can to help him through this process, because he's 4 years old and it's really going to be a difficult time for him to understand what's going on and to be able to recognize mom as a safe person. But it sounds like you have his best interests in mind, and so I really applaud that, and I really wish you the best.
Thank you. I appreciate it so much. I don't want him to be confused, but I don't want them to win, especially with them doing manipulation. It is my family, and in the end, I just want them to love me just as much, you know, and all of us love each other. But I don't need them to have the control, because it's not going to work out for me. I need the control,
Right.
and then
I think again, just for that, it's just that idea that, like, unfortunately, there's nothing you can do to control that, you know, and
Right.
being able to just validate him and help him try to understand what's going on through all of that. You know, even when he feels like he loves, you know, if he's saying that he loves your sister, you know, just trying to be there for him and let him know that it is okay to feel whatever he wants to feel.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you for.
You're welcome.
Okay. Okay. Bye.
Hey, Leslie, thank you for calling and thank you for listening. Call us back in, 3 or 4 weeks and give us an update, okay? All right. We're going to have to take some messages right now. This is The Secret, How to Fight CPS and Win. We'll be back after these messages.